Hi there,
Priscilla.
guys. It's Priscillia, and today I'm very, very fortunate to have Stacey Delo with us. She's going to be leading a panel at South by Southwest called "Work in Flexibility: Why Women Need to Lead the Way." So, Stacey, thank you so much for joining us. Um,
Thank
maybe
you for having me. It's great.
maybe you could start off by just telling us a little bit about yourself and what exactly is Maybrooks and what inspired it.
Sure, absolutely. So, hi there. I'm Stacey Delo, and I'm the founder of Maybrooks, which is a website where smart moms help each other find flexible careers. We're essentially a job board meets online magazine with a focus on working moms who are trying to make it all happen in their lives, whether it's from a freelancing contract opportunity for work or part-time work or full-time work on a flexible basis. We're really just trying to be the tool that allows women to have the career and the family life that they're interested in having. And I got here, the site's actually named after my great-grandmother who went to work during the Great Depression and out of necessity and ended up working for 35 years because she loved to. And we really wanted to name the site after somebody that kind of embodied both things, because women work because they have to and other women work because they love to. And I got here because I used to be a reporter. I was actually an online video journalist, did a lot of Skype interviews, in fact. And when I had my first daughter, I was able to negotiate my position down to 3 days a week. And when I did that, I started to think about if I hadn't been able to do that as somebody with, I have 2 degrees, I have, an undergraduate degree and a master's degree, I had a lot of work experience, had my first baby a little bit later. And if I hadn't been able to make that negotiation happen with my employer, where would I have looked online to kind of start the process of finding something different? And what I couldn't find is something that really spoke to somebody like me. So I started it.
Okay, brilliant. Now, the idea of work flexibility, though, it seems really only relevant to people who are technically savvy. You know, people who can do their work online. Is it possible to implement work flexibility in other industries as well? Is that just a pipe dream?
Oh, for sure. I mean, our focus is definitely not just on those who could work from home with the, with the internet or computer or whatever. And obviously, technology makes it easier for a lot of folks to work that way. But for us, flexibility really is what feels right to you. So for some people, it means doing 25 hours, let's say, in an office where they actually go in and they spend a few days a week working in an office, and then they've got a couple days at home. For others, it is more of a remote work situation, or maybe it's a full-time position where you go in every day, but you're able to schedule your hours so that you can really, attend that swim lesson when you need to, or if you want to take a yoga class, nobody really asks for that hour that you're gone or whatever it is. And so what we're finding is that a lot of companies have different models inside their cultures that kind of support this for everybody, not just for women with children or men with children.
Now, why do you think there is such a need for work flexibility now? I mean, our parents, I personally, and I know a lot of my friends and my peers, they grew up with both parents working, and nobody back then never said like, oh, we need work flexibility to look after our kids. Why now is this suddenly an issue?
I don't think it's suddenly an issue. I think it's been historically an issue. I think that there are plenty of women who, and we talk about women because it seems to be where the major pain point is. Although men have as much of a need sometimes for flexibility as well. But we've certainly seen plenty of women just totally drop out of the workforce. Women who get MBAs are usually it's something like 30% within the first 10 years aren't working anymore. So, we know that when there's this pain point, a lot of people just kind of leave. They walk out the door if they can afford to do that financially. So I don't think it's just something that's come up. I think that the national conversation has started to percolate more within the last year, in large part thanks to Sheryl Sandberg and her Lean In movement, and a number of other factors. And Marie Slaughter, who spoke at South by Southwest last year, has her own take on this as well. So I think that there's a lot kind of happening in the press and nationally that's at least bringing this to the forefront of everybody's conversations. And then thanks to technology, as you mentioned, there are a lot more resources and capabilities for people to work flexibly. So maybe that's part of it too.
Okay. So, okay, honestly, do you think it is possible to have it all, to have that high-flying career and to be an amazing mom and a wife and all that, or must something give at the end of the day?
I think it's really what you want to make of it for yourself. For some folks, I think it's knowing when to really put the gas down and burn it really hard, and then knowing when to let up a little bit. And that maybe that idea of having it all at once, all at the same time, isn't necessarily the way to look at it. I tend to look at it more with ebbs and flows. So my kids are very little at this moment. So even though I say this, even though I'm working a ton right now, but I do it very flexibly. And for our family, that means a lot at this moment. When both of my kids are in school for 6, 7, 8 hours a day, it'll be a lot different of a situation. So I think it just, I think there's a lot of pressure to define having it all. And I think that if you can say at the end of the day that you got to really do all the things that you wanted to do, then maybe that's what having it all is. And maybe it's not all at one time.
Okay. So, who do you think should really attend this panel that you'll be hosting at South by Southwest?
Oh, I hope everyone who comes to South by Southwest attends. I think thought leaders in their company should attend this. And then people who would like to see the culture shift within their company should attend this. Our plan is to really have tools and ideas. It's a core conversation, so it's actually meant to be very interactive with the audience, and we'll have some special guests in the audience who can help answer questions, in addition to me and my co-presenter Diana Rothschild of Next Kids, which is also a really interesting business. But we really want people to come in there and learn about what other companies are doing in terms of innovative models about how they're letting their employees work on a flexible basis, and have the ability to go back to wherever you work and apply some of that and take ownership on some of it for yourself, and then start discussions with your colleagues and teammates as well.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, I think you've answered all my questions. Well, thank you so much for your time, Stacey.
Thank you very much, Priscillia. It's nice to meet you. I appreciate it.
Yep, and I'll definitely be looking forward to your conversation at South by Southwest.